Okay, guys, I am predicting that the stock market, well, specifically the Dow Jones, will crash in late February, and this will go along with the Nasdaq and the S&P. I expect it to all come down. And ironically, if you remember, guys, I was predicting it was last year, late February. I was calling for the stock market or for the Dow Jones to crash. I published this chart on January 7th, 2020. I was saying that this is my first downside target. This is my second downside target. This is February, late February here. If I hit play, you can see this did play out. We came down, we hit my targets, and then we dropped way down here, bottomed on this ring. So, again, I think the same thing's playing out. I think late February, the stock market's going to have another crash. Take note this how we pushed up, came down, pushed up, and came down. This here is the actual chart. So this is what I expect to play out. Notice, again, this is our COVID crash back here in late February. Notice this right here where we had started our drop was February 21st, 2020. But notice we were in this kind of rising wedge. We pushed up, we got rejected at this yellow trend line, came back down, pushed up, got rejected, had a COVID crash. You can see this same trend line right now. This is where we got rejected. We cannot get above this point. And you can see the same thing seems to be playing out. We pushed up, got rejected, came down just like last time. So if we pushed up, we'll probably touch this point, get rejected, touch it again, and then probably come down. So I'm expecting late February for the same thing to play out just like last time. We had a crash in late February 2020. I'm expecting a crash late February 2021. And again, so if they're jumping out, if people are jumping out of stocks, jumping out of gold, they're going to be hedging against the market's correcting by jumping into the US dollar. And again, I'm going to give you price targets for Bitcoin, and we're going to cover the US dollar as well. But it does look like this is how it's playing out. This seems to be very strong resistance. So pay attention, see if we get above. If we cannot get above 31,280 and further out here 31,366, and it's very likely that this will play out like last year around February. Let's see, so this here, yesterday, if you watched yesterday's video, this was February 3rd. I'll put a link up to this now if you want to watch it. But I was saying, look, we could potentially have a moonshot if this is a rising wedge per classical TA. If this breaks to the downside 75% of the time, or about 70% of the time, to the upside about 30% of the time. So it seemed likely that this is a rising wedge if the dollar breaks to the downside, especially since the dollar's been pushing up and Bitcoin's going sideways. It would make sense that if the dollar dropped, that would just push Bitcoin up further. We did get kind of a fake out to the downside, but we ended up pushing back up. This is the published version of this chart, and as I've been telling you guys, every time we hit an orange ring, the dollar pushes up. Hit the orange ring, dollar pushes up. I expected the same thing to happen. I said, pay attention to this orange ring. Every time we hit it, it'll push up. I published this on January 29th. You can see what happened. We just keep hitting that orange ring and keep going up higher and higher and higher. This is the actual chart. You can see this is the rising wedge. This is where we got a little fake out to the downside, but we push back up. Looks like we're breaking up from this wedge. So I think it's very possible that we'll continue to just keep riding up this orange ring. And again, dollar up, Bitcoin down. So I'm going to give you some price targets for Bitcoin, but I do want to point out this chart. If you'll notice, this right here, this yellow line right here, this ribbon, this is the 20-week. Notice that this is pushing closer to this red ring. This is my first buy-in point. If we come down, hold support, I'll be going in 100% here. If that breaks, this here is the 200 daily. So notice how it's coming up to this orange ring. So if this red ring breaks, this is my next buy-in target. And if you notice down here, this red ribbon here, this is actually where we bottomed on March 13th, right here. So notice this is pushing right up to this point. So that's why these are my 3 buy-in points: 1, 2, and 3. So if you do have access to these charts, this is called the Bitstamp daily moving averages 300, 200, 100. Again, these are the 3 points I'm looking to buy in if it does get bad with the stock market and the dollar continues to push up. I do not see us going below this point. This is the lowest point I see Bitcoin going. So again, just want to make you aware of that. If you do want to access these charts, guys, the website is opticalartcrypto.com. The link will be pinned in the first comment and in the description. I have Bitcoins, altcoins, precious metal stocks, and tutorials. So let's get on to give you some price targets for Bitcoin. So I had made a tweet, guys. If you want to follow me on Twitter, my Twitter is now private. You have to be subscribed to my charts. But I was making, I keep you guys updated daily, if not hourly. I was talking about the DXY breaking down. Bitcoin was pumping, and I did make a tweet. I said almost at resistance on 3 charts that match. I would think that would be very strong resistance. I was pointing out, and what I do is I show you which charts I'm looking at. Notice that we had resistance. We were coming up on this chart, resistance on this chart, and resistance on this chart. So when I see resistance around the same level on multiple charts, that tells me, hey, that's likely a point to get rejected. I made another tweet about it. You can see what happened. We got close to it, came down. We hit this one to the tick, started dropping, started coming down. Made another tweet about it. And also we're showing the dollar started pushing back up. Notice that the dollar came down, Bitcoin came down, found support here. We were pretty much topped out. This is how it played out today when I made a tweet to update everyone. You can see on this chart, this is the Binance chart. We got a perfect touch right here on this trend line. Got rejected. We found resistance here, found support here. We found resistance up here, found support. You can see the dollar started pushing up. So again, this is what I'm saying. I give you points to watch. So if you were following me on Twitter, you knew, hey, when you get to this point, this is a point too short. And then again, you can see how it played out. We ended up getting rejected from this point. So just wanted to just make you aware that I do keep you guys updated on Twitter about which charts to use. You can see Bitcoin's coming down as the dollar is pushing up, and I was letting people know about this pattern on the Dow Jones. So let me give you some price targets to pay attention to. Again, this is a video I referenced from yesterday. So I was giving you price targets to the upside. So look, this orange trend line said your next target to the upside, 38,527. Keep in mind this is an angle depending on when you make contact. But take note, this orange line right here, where this blue fib channel line is, right here. So I said that our target was 38,527. We hit it at 38,424, and then we came back and hit it at 38,630. So that was pretty close. I do expect us to start continuing down, at least to test support. Again, different charts give you different targets, so that's why I say always reference different charts. So if we continue down, your next support to watch is this yellow trend line here, around 34,380. If we break that, your next strong support to watch is going to be around close to 30,000. If by some miracle we push up and we break above this resistance, the next resistance above is going to be around 45,863. This was that same video showing you different targets. We were finding resistance at this red fib channel line, have this yellow trend line here, 36,935. So your next upside target was 38,304. You can see right here. This was where we were finding resistance at this red line here. That's where we're finding resistance right here. And I was saying if we pushed up, your next target was this green fib channel line, and that is right here. So that did play out. It hit it to the tick, pushed back above it, came down to support, and then we broke it, and now we're coming down. So I just want to show you the accuracy of these charts. Let me give you some price targets, guys, just to pay attention to on this chart. This is smaller targets. So you can see we broke this support here at 37,143. So this is your current resistance, 37,157. Your next support below is 35,112. You can see that this has been a lot of support and resistance. Always look left on the charts. You can see that this was support and resistance, support, a lot of support, resistance, resistance, support. So this will be your next support level. If that breaks, your next support level below will be around 33,000. So I have a lot of charts showing 33,000 is going to be strong support, and you can see this right here. This has been support going way back. So again, you can see here support, support, resistance, resistance, support, support. So that will be a likely point to potentially catch a bounce. Let's see, so this is another chart. I'm not going to cover everything from that previous video. You can go back and watch it if you want. Do take note though, when we came up, notice we found resistance to this brown ring, resistance, resistance, flipped to support. Notice we found support again and pushed up. So not only are the fib channel lines for support and resistance, you also have rings that show us support as well. But according to this chart, I just want to show you that very important key support level that needs to hold if you'll notice right here, let me get rid of this MACD and RSI. If you'll notice, let me put this on the 2 hour. So again, this is what I'm saying. This is a very important support level that needs to hold right here. Notice we found support on it 1, 2, 3 times. So if we do drop, a very important support level needs to hold is going to be right down here. And again, this is at an angle, depending on when you make contact, depending on what price will be. And remember how I said 30,000 is a very key support level? Multiple charts are showing 30,000. So if we do keep coming down, 30,000, around 30,090, that needs to hold. If we break that, we're coming down much lower. According to this chart, your next major support is going to be around 33,500. If we come out here, it's 33,682. You can see we got rejected this fib channel line right up here. This was at 38,400. And I'd reference that in a tweet in previous video as well, but we got rejected at this point. So again, watch 33,600 down to 30,000. And again, if 30,000 breaks, this thing's coming down. This right here, this is another chart. This is the Binance USD tether chart. So you can see currently we're finding support right here. If I was making a tweet telling people, I'd say, look, if you want a chance along here, you could do that. Obviously, if the dollar's pushing up, it's just right now there's a lot of volatility. I'd be very cautious, but typically how I play this is you come down to support. It pushes up, I set my stop loss 1% above, and then if it crashes down, I lose nothing. I don't use leverage, guys. I just buy at support. So if we break this support, come down here, I'll buy right here to hopefully ride it up to resistance, take my profit. But you can see we are holding support at this point. Doesn't mean that we can't break it, but again, you can see how accurate this chart's been. Let me zoom out a bit and show you. So you can see right here was resistance, support. And we pushed all the way up. Notice we came down to support and resistance. Notice we pushed up as resistance, came down support and resistance, support, support, pushed up as resistance. We got caught in this pattern, came down to support, resistance, support, flipped resistance, now it's support. So again, use different charts for targets, but as you can see, we're pushing up from this point. So your next resistance above to watch is going to be right here around 37,711. Your current support, as we're pushing up from, is 36,247. Your next resistance above 37,711 is going to be 39,243. And your support, a very strong support level, 34,093. And let's see what this is down here. This is around 32,210. Let's see what's down here. And this is 29,539. But I'm just giving you some different price targets to pay attention to. You can see right here we bottomed on this fib channel line here. That's what I'm saying. This would be support right here, and you can clearly see how much support and resistance this green fib channel line's been right here. We've had support, 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 resistance, resistance, support, resistance, support. So if we drop, a likely point to catch a bounce is going to be right here at again right around 34,000. I'd pay attention to that target, but the most important target, guys, is this right here. If we break 30,000, we're coming down. And again, guys, I'm just saying, if this plays out the same in just a time frame from where we're currently at, this right here, we tested this trend line up here for about what, 16 days. So if it's about the same from where we're currently at, 16 to 18 days. So yeah, I think late February this might play out just like our previous right before our COVID crash. And again, just want to make you aware, it seems like it's playing out identical. We cannot get above this yellow trend line. We keep hitting it, we keep getting rejected. Hit it, rejected, rejected. Hit it, rejected, crash. Hit it, rejected, rejected. Come back up, hit it again, rejected, and crash. So just wanted to point that out. Again, guys, you want to access these charts, the website's opcourtcrypto.com. Link will be pinned in the first comment and description. Bitcoins, altcoins, precious metal stocks, and tutorials. Guys, that's it. Until the next video, trade safe.